YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back. And today we're talking about some defensive sleeper prospects for day 2 of the NFL draft. Players that maybe aren't getting enough buzz, could go earlier than you think, maybe borderline day 2, day 3, but could sneak into day 2. Bunch of those types of prospects. We did the same video for offensive prospects. More of these sleeper videos on the way. We have updated mock draft prospect rankings on the way as well. We got you covered for the NFL draft, covering you live during it as well. Make sure you follow our Twitter for that. And then we have grades afterwards, so I cannot wait for all to get started here. So subscribe, join us, follow our Twitter, check out walkthemock.com. You see underneath me, use code GOATHOUSE if you sign up. There's a link pinned in the comments for anything that you need there. Here's our Twitter. We got a fan voted mock going on. We're through about 11 picks here. We'll make a video once it's all done. It's you guys creating a mock draft here. So pretty cool stuff. Check it out. First defensive day 2 sleeper, Milton Williams. I'm a big Milton Williams guy. This guy's an absolute freak with great production, great tape as well. He has reps off the edge, lined up over the tackle, inside, pretty versatile, one of the more versatile defensive linemen in the class. I think he's locked in the round 2. No, not going to find too many people out there that's talking about that. Maybe some people think he can sneak into round 2, mainly round 3. I think he's round 2. I'd be surprised if he doesn't go there. That's kind of just based on my findings, which I think teams will see the same thing. I really like him as a 3-4 end, but I still like him if a 4-3 team takes him for defensive end, 4-3 team takes him for D tackle. But I like him kind of over the tackle there, maybe just inside, maybe 3-4 end position there. But Louisiana Tech standout, I think, should be going round 2. Somewhat of a weaker defensive line class too, not edge rush, but defensive line, which I guess he can be considered either. I think he kind of makes some money off that because I think teams rather take the freaky upside guy, but at the same time, he has good production right now, good play right now. He could be the second defensive lineman taken. I think Christian Barmore should be the first. There's a chance some other guys go ahead of him, but I think it's very realistic to think that he can be the second one taken. So needs more buzz. Should be a lock in round 2. Let's talk about some pass rushers. QUINCY ROCHE from Miami. Jalen Phillips gets a lot of buzz, as he should. Gregory Rousseau gets a lot of buzz, because of his upside, freakish length, and versatility. But QUINCY ROCHE maybe not getting a lot of love here. Production king. He produced, especially against some good competition, some good teams as well. I think Jalen Phillips has got, I guess, the measurables, the frame, the production, the traits. He's got everything. So, that's understandable. Jalen Phillips, that is. Rosu doesn't really have the greatest tape off the edge. He's got like the freakish build, the length, and then ROCHE doesn't have anything freaky about him, I guess, in terms of his body, maybe undersized, you wish he had maybe a little more length, I suppose, kind of fits as a 3-4, outside backer, pass rusher. I think looking at it that way, that's probably why he hasn't got a lot of buzz, but his tape is good. He's really good stopping a run. He's really rangy, high motor guy, could shed blocks, and gets to the quarterback. So I think people would kind of just forget that, a guy that just gets to the quarterback could help your ball team right off the bat. So there's a shot he can sneak into round 2, even though he's not getting a lot of that talk. So probably around 3, but again, he kind of ended up being a sleeper just because the other 2 guys of Miami here. But this is the guy that had the most production there. So we'll see where he ends up going. More edge rushers. Jordan Smith. I'm a big fan of Jordan Smith. This guy's got freaky length with good athleticism. He has production, though. He has production as well, though, so he knows how to use the length. He knows how to get to the quarterback. So he has some good tape. I think maybe people worry about, power. Does he have enough power? Because you kind of do get a 4-3 defensive end vibes from him. Kind of what he's played more of. I think he could stand up, but usually those lengthy guys, that has more reps with his hand in the dirt, again, you get more of the 4-3 defensive end vibes. Does he have enough power for that? I'm not really too worried about it. I think an NFL program going from UAB, it's not like he's coming from, Miami or whatever it is, going from UAB to the NFL. I think they could add some more size on him, some more strength. He's just got things that you can't coach. So I really like him. I think nobody's really talking about him day 2, but I think he's live. I think he'll go round 3. I really do. I think most people will probably say round 4, even 5, but I don't know. From what I've seen, and what I think NFL teams will like his upside, but that he can play right now, produce right now. I just don't know how he gets out of round 3 there. So that's definitely a guy to look out for. Another pass rusher, Cameron Sample from Tulane. Yeah, I think around round 3 through 4 range. Yeah, 4 obviously would be day 3, but it's a sneaky guy that could be a sleeper for day 2 here, sneaking in round 3. Some people are talking about him playing inside. I don't see him playing inside. I like him strictly as a 4-3 defensive end. He's got some good power, some good hand techniques, but he's got good athleticism for not just, he's not just a power rusher. He's got a good bull rush, but he's got pretty good athleticism as well. But yeah, I really like him as a 4-3 defensive end for those defenses looking for that type of player here. They don't want to use a early pick on a guy. You grab a guy around round 3-4 here from Tulane, Cam Sample. Yeah, and I think, going from Tulane in the NFL, I think, a lot of upside as well. So quite a few pass rushers here we're talking about. But onto a linebacker, maybe the most versatile player in the entire draft. It's Baron Browning from Ohio State. This guy's lined up at inside linebacker. He's lined up at off-the-ball outside linebacker. He's lined up at more of a pass rush outside linebacker position at times and rush the passer. Pretty decent doing that. Lined up in the slot to cover. Seen him line up outside corner to cover. I mean, it's ridiculous. We'll view him as an off-the-ball linebacker, but he's tremendous in coverage, very rangy, can get in the backfield. Talking about him like that and what he does on tape, it just sounds like almost like a top prospect here, but not getting the buzz like that. He probably should go round 2. Hasn't really got that buzz, but I don't really see him getting out of day 2. I just don't. But he ends up being a sleeper prospect for some reason. Tremendous versatility and a good ball player, I think, day 1. I can see him going to, he can fit any scheme. I can see him going to any scheme, playing, if a 4-3 team drafts him, they probably put him at outside linebacker off the ball. And they'll probably use him in the slot to cover at times. If a 3-4 team drafts him, I could see them playing him inside. A team that's kind of looking for an athletic guy to pair with another, power linebacker on the inside, a guy that they can blitz and drop in coverage. So, I think he fits either scheme there. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's one of those guys. We'll see, somebody will draft him and be like, all right, this is where he'll play, and he'll be used like this. So it's going to be very interesting to see where he lands. Another linebacker, CHAZZ SURRATT from North Carolina, former quarterback turned linebacker. Yes, quarterback. And that kind of stands out. You expect the guy that knows the quarterback position to have some pretty good play recognition, some instincts on defense, and he has that. So that's fantastic. That's something that you really can't coach in terms of a defensive player, especially a linebacker here. And you would think he has upside too, because he hasn't been playing the linebacker position that long, and he has shown that he can get better. 2 years ago, he missed way too many tackles for my liking, and that's almost a red flag. But in this past year, he cut down on that. Now, that's kind of the question. Will he get better at that category? Because he's just learning the position. He's just learning the technique. He's coming from quarterback to linebacker. That could be a concern for teams still. Maybe he misses too many tackles. He's still got a ways to go here, but I think he's good in coverage. He's pretty instinctive, with that play recognition, and he's got upside because he hasn't been playing the position that long, and he's shown that he can improve. So it's got that. I think probably will be locked in round 3, around that range at least. Safety JAMAR Johnson, I've been hyping him up a lot lately, kind of getting no buzz throughout this offseason. Now he's starting to get some. But this could be a top 3 safety in this class. He's played free. He's played strong. He's played in the slot. I like him at free. I like his playmaking ability at free. Jumping routes. Even when he doesn't jump routes, even when, there's balls that are overthrown that he got, but he made sure to bail and get to right where that ball was going. He's really good at reading the quarterback, just understanding where the ball is going to be. But I do like him I like his blitzing ability. So I would, I want teams to take advantage of that. That's the tricky part, though, because it's a guy you play a free safety, but you want to blitz him at times. It's going to be obvious when he's in the box, maybe. Is he blitzing? So, you can find a way around that. You get creative with that, probably throw some teams off. But versatile, very talented. I think he has some upside as well. I think he goes round 2. I mean, there's a slight chance he goes into round 3, but I think he's a round 2 guy here. So somebody to look out for. Could be the second safety off the board, maybe 3. Shot he goes 4. They kind of came off a surprising order, I thought, last year. So you never know with those safeties with the NFL teams. Everyone has a specific plan and kind of has this guy as a fit, for them. And it's I guess almost how every position goes. Some cornerbacks. Ifeatu Melifonwu, the cornerback from Syracuse. Freaky dude, really good size, a big cornerback that can play press man coverage, but crazy athleticism to go along with it. It's kind of rare. You don't really see that. He's got some good tape. He doesn't have the tape of the J.C. Horn, the Patrick Surtain, of course, but he's got good tape. I really like the way he attacks the ball. Whether it's something underneath, he's got to attack the ball carrier. Even if he gets beat, if he gets beat on a comeback, a short curl, he'll fly up and make play. I really like that about him. With that athletic traits, he's got some upside. And what do I always say about corners? Teams want to draft the upside corners. Corners, even if they're the most pro-ready ones, they tend to come in and struggle. That tends to be what happens with cornerbacks. It's just one of those positions where it's like that. So you might as well take the upside guy. So teams will like him as a shot. He can go round 2. I do not see him getting out of round 3 at all. Those coaches that want to work with you, they want a good project. This is a guy for them, for sure. Tay Gowan from Central Florida here didn't play this past year, but had pretty good tape the year before. He's got some good length to him. He's pretty physical for a guy that's pretty lengthy, very athletic as well. Central Florida had some good defensive backs there for sure. So yeah, he had pretty good tape. Wish we would have saw him this year, but had a pretty solid pro day as well. The order of the cornerbacks, the order they come off the board, it's going to be unpredictable, kind of like last year. We kind of knew the group of guys that would go through round 1 and 2, maybe 3. I think it's going to be the same thing this year. There could be surprises. A guy ends up going a little earlier than you expected. Guy ends up going late. It's just like the cornerback position last year. So this guy, he could sneak into the second round here. I don't really see him getting out of round 3. But it ends up being a pretty deep cornerback class once you look at some of these guys. And another corner, Robert Rochelle from Central Arkansas, so somewhat of a small school kid, just a freak athlete, pretty physical as well, but I think maybe could dominate in zone coverage, but he's crazy athletic here. It's definitely a small school kid that really no one's talking about. Probably I've heard some people say he doesn't get out of round 3 just because, again, when people draft cornerbacks, 90% of the teams, they want to get the upside guy. They want the upside guy at that position. There's some other positions where, there's even edge rush. You're looking for upside there. But half the league, you might be split with that position because you want the production guy to get you help right now. But the cornerback position, everyone's really looking for the upside, the guy to work with a bit. And this is definitely one of those guys. Going from Central Arkansas to the NFL, I think you can learn a bit, and a team could really take that athleticism, which you really can't coach, and kind of turn them around there. So, I think he'll be good covering deep downfield. That's kind of where his strengths are at. I think he's got some upside as a playmaker, reading the quarterback. But yeah, these are some defensive guys look out for. Some of them very well could end up going early day 3, but they can be sneaky. They could sneak into round 3, and no one's really talking about that. Some of the guys we talked about are round 2 guys that really no one's talking about. But we had the same video for the offensive players. And we'll do some more of these. We'll do some day 3 sleepers at one point as well. I still got my prospect rankings, which I'm working on for, hopefully out within the next week or 2 here. A lot goes into those. Updated mock drafts constantly. Remember mock drafts, fan voted mock draft on Twitter. So yeah, any link that you're looking for, you'll find in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel for all that content I talked about. But that is going to do it for this one. Thanks everyone for watching. Goodbye.